Ready? Hey, this is Badu from Brookdale Toyota, and today I'm going to show you the stereo on a 2013 Toyota Avalon. This 2013 Toyota Avalon is equipped with the top-of-the-line stereo, the JBL synthesis, so it has all the upgraded stereo speakers and so on. But it really has a lot of neat features to it, so most of it can be controlled right here from the touchscreen. And I'll be able to essentially hit AM, FM, satellite, and so on to pick my options. So let's start with AM. One of the first features that I'll talk about here is the fact that this one here is equipped with HD radio. And HD radio gives you essentially better quality sound. So now what it does is your regular AM stations are actually going to sound like an FM station. So it's really going to improve on the sound quality quite a bit. And now your FM stations are going to be to CD quality. Another thing I'll show you too when we get to the FM tab, how I can find multiple programming for just one station. But keeping it with the AM stations here, you're going to notice these different sets, all these here, 1 through 6, these different radio stations. And now we're on set 2 of 6 and 3 of 6 and so on. So it means that I have a total of 36 different stations that I can save. But what I wanted to show you here is the fact that we can mix and match them. So my first station here, as you can see, is an AM station. My second station is an FM station. And the third one is a satellite radio station. So we can mix and match. You don't need to just have one band just for AM, even though you could do so if you wanted to. But again, a total of 6 different pages, and each page has 6 stations that I could save on it. Whenever I'm on one of these pages, you're going to notice a few things that are not going to change. HD radio is highlighted so that if I do find a station that's an HD station, I can enjoy that better sound quality, and it'll indicate it here with the name HD and that HD signal lit up there. Now from here, some of the options that I have, you have scan, which is typical. I can scan the entire dial and listen to every station for just a few seconds. If you find the one that you want to listen to, I can just hit scan again, it'll stay there. Under options here, we can go search by type of radio station. So it'll classify them, and if we want to find a new station, I'll just hit type seek. And now it's going to seek, in this case, throughout the AM dial until it lands on a station that's identified as a new station. Now I'm going to show you a couple of more things here. I'm going to go back to one that I know is an HD station. Because once it's an HD station, another option that I have here is to tag this particular song. And you can use that for different programming as well. Now what tagging it will do is, if you have an iTunes account, if you have an iPhone, iPad, and so on, once I tag this particular song, it will save it in the vehicle, and the next time I plug in my MP3 player via the USB port, it will download all those tags and then give me the option to go either purchase that music or download the podcast and so on. Now that's available if I have an HD station. And now on the bottom right here we have sound, and this is where I'll go to customize the music or the sound overall to what I like. As you can see here, we can adjust the highs, mids, and lows individually, and it's as simple as pushing plus or minus. Now on this right side here, we can adjust which speakers are being used, and we can put all the music or all the sound to the front speakers, or even to just the front right speakers. So you can adjust that to what you like, your personal preferences. Now the other page here, DSP, means digital sound processing. And on this page, I'm going to start with the automatic sound levelizer. And what this will do, when I get to the freeway, there's more ambient noise. It will raise the volume of the stereo, and I can turn that feature on or off. But when I come back to city streets, it will turn it back down again, so I don't have to constantly be adjusting the stereo. And then this is also equipped with surround sound that I can turn on or off to take better advantage of all these JBL speakers here. So once you're happy with all these particular settings here, I'll just put OK. And now we're going to go into the FM tab. Now, a lot of these particular buttons that I saw there are going to be here. So scan, options, and sound are identical. Now, if I find a station that has the HD radio programming as well, so I think we had, let's go here. So again, not only is it going to improve the sound quality the moment that it registers this as an HD channel, you really are going to notice that difference. I maintained all my options. I maintained sound and tag, and they work exactly the same as we saw in AM, as well as scan. But now notice we have multicast, and if you look at this particular station, I'm at HD 1 of 2, and they're playing this particular song. Well, if I hit multicast, I'll go to HD 2 of 2, and it's a completely different song, or a completely different programming altogether. So that's one of the advantages of having that HD radio as well. Whenever a station has HD radio, it will allow me to really have access to different types of programming. So again, this second station here, I'm HD 1 of 2. I can hit multicast, go to HD 2 of 2, and it's a completely different program. So I think this one, yeah, so it might just be a talk show as opposed to music that was playing on the other end. So here I do have the opportunity to tag, in this case I'm going to tag a song, but the second programming here, I could tag the actual podcast and go search for it later. Now, one of the things you'll notice also, when you save your stations, it will indicate which one it is. So in this case, I'm at 102.9, and we're on HD 2 of 2. If I were to save it on the fourth position here, all I need to do is push and hold down number 4, and just gentle pressure will do it here. And it's indicating that I've saved 102.9, but the second HD channel at number 4. So what I could do here is save also 102.9 HD 1 of 2, and you're going to notice it's just going to name it 102.9. It's not going to say HD1. So the very first station will just say 102.9, but if I go to the multicast, it'll be 1 of 2, and in this case I've saved the second channel. Now some stations even give you more than one extra programming, while, so this particular one here, 91.1, it's 1 of 3, so I can hit multicast and it'll indicate, okay, so this actually is playing music, and if I push it again, we're going to go to news again. So I have 3 separate stations that I can save, and again, doing so, push and hold it down until it beeps, and it'll indicate on here that it's HD3 for 91.1. Now, I also have some controls that are on the outside of the screen here. I have this here as my push on, push off, and that's also your volume. So I can adjust it and turn the system on or off. Just above it, we have seek and track. And this is using all these IntelliTouch switches here, and they require just a really light touch. It doesn't really need any pressure at all to seek up or down. And just above that here I have radio and media. So on the radio I'm going to find all of your AM, FM, and satellite radio, and media will show me where my CD player, my Bluetooth MP3 players, as well as your USB plugged in players and auxiliary, whichever one's being used currently. On the opposite side, I'm going to find the eject button, info and apps, and this is going to allow me to go into some different information on the screen. So this touch screen is not used for just the stereo. There are other things that we can customize in here, and we'll go into these in separate videos, but today on this one I'm going to focus mainly on the radio tab. Now we also have a CD player in this one, and it is directly behind the screen. If you're wondering where the opening is, all I need to do is push the eject button here. Screen's going to come down, and now I can go ahead and slide my CD player in, my CD into the CD player. As soon as it goes in, it's going to start playing it, but I could, as it shows here, touch the same eject button here to close it. Once the CD is in, it'll automatically start playing. And you'll find down here that I have the ability to adjust the music to have it play at random, repeat the same track over and over, pause my music so I can play it again at a later time. And on the sound here, we can go in and fine-tune the music just like we did for the radio. I can adjust the bass and mid-range, determine which speakers are being used, and then as well as the surround sound and auto sound levelizer. All to my liking. I'll hit OK. And if you want to change your tracks, we have the same buttons on the outside of the screen here that I can use to make the adjustments. And clearly it'll indicate which track is being played, as well as how much of it we've listened to so far, and that generic type information. I'm Badu from Brookdale Toyota. Thank you for watching.